What is up, guys? What is up, TCG Army? Welcome to a very impromptu kind of random stream. I actually was going to do this tomorrow, and I just now decided, I had some change plans tonight, so I decided to do this kind of last minute. Thought it would be pretty fun to go ahead and go over. I've got a big PSA submission this month. I think it's like 20 cards. A lot of them are like some of the more expensive cards in my collection, so that's pretty exciting. So I thought I'd go over them. Some of them aren't as expensive and stuff, but I thought it'd be fun just to do a live PSA submission review. So kind of go over, we can guess some grades. Not all these do I think at all are 10s, but some of them I just want to get slabbed to preserve and all that kind of stuff. So Mental Dark, Vidang, Bearded Trainer, what is up, all of you guys? Welcome to the stream. We're going to go kind of get started here. I have some of the smaller items, I guess, up front to kind of give people a chance to get in here. Now, real quick, I want to grab a couple things. I actually have this Ninetales. Those of you that know me know that Ninetales is my absolute favorite Pokemon. This card is really special to me because it's kind of one of the cards that brought me back to the hobby. Was this Alola Ninetales? What's up, Mitch? Thought you couldn't make it tonight, dude. Until later. So I already have this in a 10. This one's really special to me because this was my first ever card in Hidden Fates and the first card that I got kind of coming back. And I've pulled a bunch of Ninetales since then. But we're going to submit another one. Another cool one. I'm actually trying to sell this guy to get a first edition one. I got this fairly recently, so this is cool. Another one I want to show you guys real quick before we get into this. What's up, Fan Bear? I appreciate this. I love the channel. I appreciate it. I'm at work and I can't hear you. I'm trying to watch this as I go. All right, thanks for hanging out, Mitch. I appreciate it, dude. I also recently got this PSA 10 Team Up pre-release Charizard. I'm actually selling this because I just got the staff version. Well, it's marked staff. That's a lot more rare that was given to staff. So a couple things I wanted to show off before we got kind of started. Only reason I'm showing the Ninetales is because we are grading another Ninetales. But we're going to get into this. We've got a stack cards listed. I have some of the kind of smaller ones up front to take a look at as we're kind of waiting for some more people to hop in here. So I'm going to try to pull these out. Unless it's one of the big ones, I might leave it in the sleeve. So I think this Ninetales is actually going to get a 10. We're going to kind of do this, examine each card. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Centering is absolutely flawless on the front of this thing. I think on the back as well. I pulled this one pretty recently. Yeah, this thing is pretty flawless. There may be the tiniest of white nicks up top here, but I don't think it's enough to really dock it because you can hardly see it at all. So this thing is literally flawless. What's up, Pogo Dad? This one I think is going to be a fairly easy 10. If it's not a 10, that's fine. I've been selling a lot of my Ninetales. I literally pull them all the time. I don't have any codes tonight, Vi, but you can go check out any of my videos. I give them away in all the videos. I always give away my code cards. I don't have any on me right now, though, because I'm not opening up packs. So yeah, this thing's going to be a pretty easy 10, I think. That I already have it, though, so that's okay if it's not. But I pulled this one, and it was looking perfect, so I was like, you know what? I would love to have another PSA 10 Ninetales. So, I said some of the cheaper ones up front a little bit. This is a Referral and Charizard GX from Unbroken Bonds. This is the ultra rare. Still worth a little bit, though, if you get a 10. This one looks really good. Centering is really good on it all the way around. I don't really see any flaws on this. It's a little bit kind of bent, but they don't really count off for that because it just flattens inside the case. So this thing, like I said, this is a smaller card. I think this may be worth $70-80 in a 10, but because Unbroken Bonds is so wildly popular, I think it'll probably go up even the ultra rare, because I think this is a $10-11 ultra rare right now. So because Unbroken Bonds is so popular and stuff, I think this one will go up even though it's just a normal ultra rare. How do you get good centering on your Hidden Fate Shiny GX? I mean, it just comes out that way. Some of them are. I have some pretty terrible centered ones. You should see my Charizard. One of my Charizards that I have is absolutely awful centering. Do you grade them? Oh no, I sent them to DFW Pokemon. Scott Eamer over at DFW Pokemon. He's local. A lot of people use Ludwig's for grading, and they send them off to PSA. They kind of are the middleman for you, and they're awesome. Bearded Trainer is gonna love this one. Bearded Trainer is gonna love this one. This is my Blaine's Arcanine. This is not gonna get a 10. The front of this guy is pretty flawless. The hollow is great, centering is good. Everyone, this is pretty sick. This thing looks great. However, there is a little whitening on the back of this guy, but I love this card. I know this one goes out to our man Bearded Trainer Austin over here, the Arcanine boy. But you pulled the Shiny Frostmoth today. Nice. I have not pulled that one yet, dude. So congratulations. There's a little bit of whitening down here on this guy that I think's a little bit too much. Tiny bit of whitening right here. Just little itty bitty specks that are going to keep this guy from getting a 10. I think this could still be a solid 9. Scott is the bee's knees. Scott at DFW Pokemon is the GOAT. If you need PSA needs, I will hook you up with Scott. Bearded Trainer has used Scott. Huckleberry, that's Preston, has used Scott. Lots of guys using DFW Pokemon on my recommendation. It's hard to beat him. He's got great service, great dude, so much great dude to talk to. So anyway, just a little bit of whitening on this guy. That's going to make it get a 9, but I think this is a really solid 9. Still a beautiful, beautiful card in the Blaine's Arcanine. I'm trying to, me and Austin are looking at, there's a guy in Burbank that's got just a binder of old Arcanines that is absolutely insane that he just posted. And he's got the Quapless Arcanine, the Light Arcanine. I actually have a Light Arcanine, but it's not worth grading. It's too beat up, so I'm going to keep it as a binder beauty. But I'm trying to get my hands on one of those Quapless Arcanines, Austin. Those things are sick. So, yeah, this is my Blaine's Arcanine. Solid 9. This is one of my personal favorite cards. If you know me, you know I love Mewtwo. And this card, I just think is gorgeous. I love Mewtwo and Mew. What is up, Ryan, my dude? What are you up to, my man? So this is Mewtwo and Mew. Centering is ever so slightly to the left on this guy, but I think it's still in the parameters for a 10. My favorite Pokemon is Alolan Ninetales, followed very closely. As far as like cards go, I love like Mewtwo. I love collecting Mewtwo cards. I love collecting Umbreon cards. But my favorite Pokemon is Alolan Ninetales for sure. But this guy looks really great. Since centering is ever so slightly a little bit more on this side. I'm not going to take this one out of the case. The back's flawless on this guy. Like, there's really nothing wrong with this guy at all on the back. Centering is great. It looks great. I said, it's ever so slightly this way, but I think it still has a chance of the 10. I think it still has the chance. But this is one of my favorite cards. This is out of Unified Minds. What made me get into Pokemon cards? I actually started collecting as a kid. I grew up with Pokemon. And collected as a kid. I was out of the hobby after like gym challenge and stuff. Up until a couple years ago, I came back with the release of Sun and Moon. I came back for a couple sets, then I couldn't afford it, so I was out of it for a little while after Burning Shadows. And then I came back this past December when I saw Hidden Fates and stuff, and I started trying to do it on YouTube, and I love it. So yeah, that's what got me into Pokemon. I just kind of grew up with it, but I love this guy. I think this guy has a solid chance at a 10 if the centering on the left or right doesn't get me. I would love this to be a 10. Dude, if your Blaine's Arcanine gets a 10, that's going to be fire. Alright, so these are a couple Evolutions Charizards. You guys saw me pull this on my last live stream. These things usually get a 9. They're really... Darium sit in like 200 of these things, and I don't think he got a single 10. They're really hard grading on these guys. But this thing looks pretty freaking fresh. I'm not going to lie. Like, the holo is, like, flawless on this guy. The centering is good. Yeah, I am a 28 years old. I had to think about it for a second. I'm 28. But this guy is looking really fresh. Really fresh. The back looks good. I mean, there may be a little bit up here that they may dock it to a 9. So they're really hard on these Evolutions Charizards. Really hard on him, but this guy looks really good. So this is from Evolutions. Where did that holo come from? This will be in a video soon. I'm a little ahead on my recordings, so you'll see this in a video coming soon. So spoils for a future video coming up. But this guy looks good, but they're really hard on these, man. They're really, really hard on these guys. So it'll probably get a 9 just because, like I said, Darium's literally just sending 200 of these guys, I think, and didn't get a single 10. Are you older, Ryan? How old are you, Ryan? I said, I'm 28. This is the reverse. This is another one, obviously, Evolutions. This guy looks really good, too. Centering, it's a little bit more, has a little bit more border on this side, barely. but it looks pretty good. Like I said, they just grade these so hard that I'm not holding my breath for a 10, but these look really good. Like, there's no scratching at all. Like, I don't know. These look really nice. So, it's hard to guess these. I think they look like they could get a 10, but just knowing how hard they grade these, I'm just going to go ahead and guess 9s because they never give these 10s. Yeah, I get that a lot, that I look older than I am. I do get that a lot, actually. But no, I'm 28. You're 31, so you're not that much older than me. If anyone here is a first edition light Arcanine, hit bearded trainer up. All right, so a couple Pikachu's trainer cards. I have like 5 of these. I bought a lot of them when they first came out, and then I pulled these 2 actually, and these guys look minty fresh. There's not really anything wrong with either of these guys. Centering's good. Yeah, there's not really much to say with either of these. They look really nice. There's no nicks. Centering's perfect. No hollow scratching. These guys should be a fairly easy 10, I think. These aren't worth too much right now, but I think once Cosmic Eclipse is out of print and stuff, this may go up a little bit, not much. Said, I just love this art. Like, this art is so nostalgic. You got Red, you got the Pikachu. They're obviously in Professor Oak's lab. I just love this art a ton. So this is really sweet. I love this card. So I'm submitting 2 of these guys, hoping to get a 10. Hopefully out of both, but at least one of them, I'm pretty sure will get a 10. All right, getting into some older stuff here. This is a Neo Celebi. Reverse Hollows, I feel, got to keep them safe. Oh, yeah, you do, because they scratch so easy, man. They scratch so easy. This is a Neo Celebi. Let's check this guy out. This thing's really sweet. There are literally no hollow scratches at all. I love the artwork on this card a ton. Centering looks nice. The front is pretty flawless. Like, there are no hollow scratches whatsoever. So let's check the back. This guy's looking pretty good. There's a little bit of whitening right here. Let's see if we can zoom in a little bit more. There's a little bit of whitening on this corner, just ever so slightly. The rest looks good. Like, there's just this one little nick, like, right there that you can see. But that's tiny. I've definitely seen worse get a 10. This is, like, bare minimum 9 for that little itty-bitty nick. But, like, this has a shot at a 10. So this is a Neo holographic Celebi. I don't remember. Is this Neo Revelation? It's not Neo Destiny. Is this Neo Revelation? Is that which set this is? Anyone know? I got this in a lot, but I really love this card. I love the art on this thing. Like, just the background. This thing's sick. It looks really good. I got this in a lot with, like, my light Arcanine and stuff. All right, so this guy just came in, and this thing is sick. I'm not going to take this one out of the case because I don't want to risk anything happening to it at all. There are 38 of these in the world in a 10. This one has a chance. The reverse hollow, this is from Legendary Collection. For those of you that don't know, this is a Legendary Collection, and the reverse hollow is just absolutely sick. Like the fireworks, there's not a single scratch on this guy. I got this for an absolutely insane price. I mean, like, absolutely insane. Practically stole it. And it looks good, man. It looks freaking crispy. This thing is crispy. Little bit of whitening right there. Just the tiniest bit of whitening. It's kind of hard to see. Not really anything there. Like, this thing looks really nice. Like I said, there's a tiny bit of whitening right there. Tiny bit. So it depends how hard they go on that little tiny bit of whitening. But this thing is just sick, guys. Like I said, there's not a single hollow scratch on this guy, and I practically just stole this thing. Hey, your Mewtwo's, dude, I hope yours gets a 10 too, Ryan. The fact that we're sitting with them, but this is low pop for sure. 38 10s in the world, so I'm really hoping that this one comes back at 10. Like I said, it's got just that itty bitty tiny spot, but we'll see if they let that one slide. Where do you find your older sets? Don't have a complete general fossil. I'm in a lot of Facebook groups. Verbank, I'm in Safari Zone, the Zard Sanctuary, Pokemon World, and I do a lot there and eBay. But I prefer doing it in those Facebook groups because you usually get better service typically. So there's that Mewtwo. Okay. So this Rockets Mewtwo winner. So this is super cool because these were given. So it's the same card basically as this Rockets Mewtwo. This was like the original Gym Challenge Rockets Mewtwo. So this is the same artwork, only it's reverse hollow. There's a sick, nasty swirl right there, if you can't see that. These were given out, if you're not familiar with the Winners Collection, these were given out to people who won certain events way back when. Like TCG events, like regionals and stuff. I don't remember exactly which event it was specific to, but there's like 7 of these winner cards. There's like a Rockets, Hitmonchan, a Venusaur, some other stuff. I personally just love Mewtwo. I love Rockets Mewtwo. I love collecting Mewtwo cards. As you can tell, we've got several of them in here going off with this submission. This thing looks really clean. I'm not going to take it out. It does have like 1 or 2 little hollow scratches. Kind of, it may be hard to see through the thing. Like there's like 1 or 2 little print line hollow scratches right there. You can kind of see them right there and right there. So it's not going to get a 10. It's very hard to get this in a 10 because of how easily this reverse hollow scratches. The back is really good. There's a tiny little white dot right there and right there. So this isn't going to get a 10, but if anything, I wanted to preserve this thing more than anything because this is sick. I love the art. Rockets Mewtwo is one of my absolute favorite Mewtwo's for sure. I love this card a ton. But really I wanted to preserve it more than anything and get it slabbed to preserve it. But it's probably going to get like an 8 or 9 because of the very light hollow scratching right there and the couple little white specks. I really want to collect all the legendary collection reverse hollows. Good luck. They're so expensive, bro. Bro, is so expensive too. It's so expensive to get the legendary collection reverses. But that is Rockets Mewtwo winners card. Alright, we're about to get into some heavy hitters. Here. Alright. This guy is not going to get a 10 at all. But I freaking love this Charizard. This thing is absolutely sick. This is from Fire Red Leaf Green. This is probably a 7 is what I kind of locked this guy in as whenever I got it. I got this in a lot. Let's kind of take a closer look. I'm pretty sure this is going to get like a 6 or 7. Probably a 7. Like, the slightest hollow scratching right here. You can't even see it, like, when the light shines on it. Like, 1 little hollow scratch right there. I think that's the only hollow scratch on it is right here under his head. The rest of it looks really good. Maybe a tiny little nick right there. Gosh, I wish they would go back to this kind of hollow, man. I wish they'd go back to that. I love this hollow on these guys. Like, this is so sweet. Like, how it goes all around the edge like that. Like, that is so cool. Looks very awesome. The back on this guy's got some issues for sure. We got whitening. You can see a lot of whitening kind of around the edges. I think this is probably a 6 or 7. I'm hoping 7. Like, I've seen 7s that look worse than this. So I'm holding out for a 7. But this thing is sick. I said I wish they would go back to this because I just love how these the hollow pattern on these cards look. These EX cards looked so cool. Such a sweet looking Charizard too. So yeah, that's really cool. There's a light little swirl right there. So I do love that Charizard a lot. Alright. Here we have the EX era cards are so nice. They look better than anything. Oh yeah, I agree. They're so sweet. They look so good. This is base set. Back in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, they should have had out a Legends art. Yeah, I wasn't around during then. I'm just now starting to look at kind of like the old Heart Gold Soul Silver cards. There's some sweet cards. So this is base set. This is a base set Zard, the original chase card from when we were children. Let's see here. Hardly any hollow scratching. Yeah, a little bit right there, a little print. That's not even a hollow scratch. I think that's a print line because it goes all the way up. I think that's a print line. So that's kind of rough. That's a print line. But it looks pretty clean. Like I said, I knew this wasn't going to get a 10, but it's a base set Zard, so I'm going to slab it. Tiny bit of silvering up here. Yeah, you might be able to see a little bit. Tiny bit of silvering up here. Otherwise, the centering on the back's really bad on this guy. Centering is really bad. You can tell there's a lot more over here than over here. A couple of white spots up here. Little whitening right here. But this guy's pretty clean. The centering's pretty awful on the back, though. Centering is pretty awful. Legendary Kanto starters. Oh, yeah, that would have been amazing for sure. But yeah, this is pretty sweet. It's a base set Zard, so I wanted to get it slabbed. I'm thinking like a centering. It's hard to tell because the centering's so rough on the back what it's actually going to get. 6 or 7 would be my guess. 6, I think, would be very brutal. I think 6 would be them grading really hard. I think this is probably going to get a 7. If it gets a, yeah, I think this is probably going to be a 7. Like, it'd be pretty brutal if they gave it a 6. It looks pretty clean. But I think it's going to get like a 7. Mainly because of the centering and then a little bit of white and stuff. So, but it is a clean base set Charizard for sure. So, very sweet. Gonna get that guy slabbed. Alright, now we're getting into some more heavy hitters. Let's save this guy and that guy. We're getting into some more heavy hitters. Alright, let's look at this one. Burning Shadows. Burning Shadows, Burning Shadows. I don't like Burning Shadows. Burning Shadows is so infuriating. Burning Shadows has a $250 Charizard in it. And it has the worst quality control of any modern set ever in Burning Shadows. And they just so happen to put a $250 Charizard in it. And it's the worst quality control out of any modern set, like bar none in my opinion. It's awful. So, that being said, if you get this thing in a 10, it's worth a crap ton of money. This is not a 10. This was like the cleanest I could find that someone wasn't wanting like $500 for raw because theirs was clean. This guy's definitely not a 10 by any stretch of the imagination, but it's pretty clean. I'll take this one out of sleeve. So centering, you can tell, definitely more on the bottom than the top. Centering is off on the front. It's definitely more to the left than the right. So it's got some centering issues for sure on the front. So that automatically docks it to a 9. The centering on the front, it's not scratched or anything. Like, it's really clean on the front, but the centering alone docks this to a 9 on the front. Okay. Now we get to the back. This is where Burning Shadows is so frustrating. This thing is pack fresh. Like, literally pulled from a pack, and you can just see all this whitening. All this whitening. This is normal with Burning Shadows. If you've not looked at, like, pulled Burning Shadows, this is incredibly normal. Burning Shadows also has what they call rough cut. See how this is, like, cut and roll, like, just rugged on the side? That's called rough cut. I honestly don't know how PSA judges rough cut, like how hard they are on it, but that is a rough cut all along that edge there. It like just not a clean cut, and it's kind of all the way around the card. Like, just not cut well. And this is like, you can kind of see it when I hold it right. It's all the way, you can feel it. Like, you can run your finger along here, and it's just kind of jagged. That is incredibly normal with Burning Shadows, and it is so frustrating. It is so frustrating. So I don't know how I've never sent in like a card that's rough cut like that before to PSA, so I don't know how hard they judge it or anything. But I mean, it's obviously not a 10. I don't know what it's gonna get, but because it is like the big chase card out of, like, this is probably the second rarest Charizard or second most sought after Charizard in Sun and Moon. I would say Shiny Zard and then this guy are probably 1 and 2, with the Reshazard being a little bit behind that. So I have no clue what this guy's going to get. I honestly don't, because if anyone knows how hard they are in like rough cut and stuff, let me know. But this guy is not going to get a 10, but I figured I'd slab it because it's the Burning Shadows Zard, and you might as well as grade it. But yeah. So there is that. That one's just frustrating. I don't like Burning Shadows. It frustrates the crap out of me. Alright, we're going to save my favorite card towards the end. Alright, here's a Big Daddy Shiny Zard. This is not the Shiny Zard that some of you have seen that pulled recently. Dude, they did use kindergarten scissors. They used kindergarten scissors to cut Burning Shadows. You are not lying. Alright, so this is Shiny Zard, obviously. This one is really, 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 really nice, except it's slightly off-centered left to right. on the front. I'm not going to pull this one out of the sleeve, but you can see it's definitely more push this side than on here. But other than that, this thing's flawless. Top to bottom is flawless, like centering. The card looks great. There's no nicks whatsoever, anything like that. It's slightly that way. So they may give it a 9 for that. It really depends who's grading your card on any given day on how lenient they are. The centering, I feel like, because I've had cards that look like this. I've seen them get a 10 that look just like this. And then I have a Sylveon over there that looks just like this that's a 9. Here, let's compare real quick. So this is Sylveon that's very similar. See how it's more pushed this way? It's literally almost identical to the Zard. Let's see if I can... It's almost identical. You can see, like, pretty much the same amount. And, like, this is pretty much identical centering on these two. And this one got a 9. The back on this guy, I think, was perfect, too, for the most part. Yeah. So this will probably get a 9. But if I'm lucky, depending on who's grading it, I might get a 10. Just if I'm lucky. It's right on the border. The back looks really solid. The centering on the back is pretty great, I think. It looks pretty good. There's literally no white spots, no nothing. The back is flawless. Completely flawless on this guy. So, I'll send you my black label to compare, but shut up, Ryan. Ryan's over here flexing on us with this black label Zard. That's absolutely nuts that you have a black label, dude. I'm super jealous. So this will actually be my third Shiny Zard that I'm submitting to PSA. This one is probably going to get a 9. I have at least one. I think one of mine is pretty much guaranteed a 10. The first one I sent in might be a 10. This is the one that I'm pretty sure is going to get a 9, but I'm going to send it in anyway because it's a Shiny Zard and it's only going to go up in value. So that is the Shiny Zard for this submission. So it will be the third one that I'm submitting. So hats off to that. We got the little Twinkies going in. This one is so much better than Burning Shadows, in my opinion. I love the Shiny Zard. I'm a big fan of Shiny Zard. All right, so now my two favorite cards that we're sending. Actually, there's one card missing from this submission. I have the Holo Skyridge Umbreon that is going in with this submission, but is literally coming in the mail Friday morning. It's coming in the mail Friday morning, and I'm like literally going to the post office, picking it up, and driving to give my submissions to get them in on time. So my Holo Skyridge Umbreon is probably my second favorite card in the submission because I love it so freaking much. But that is not on this video. Have you gotten any back? I do not. I have not gotten them back. I submitted one in March, one in April, and now one in May. So I've submitted one Shiny Zard each month for the last 3 months. My next submission that I have coming back has a Shiny Zard, a Hyper Rare Resha Zard. It has the Stormfront Charizard, I think. No, that was in the next one. It has the Dark Charizard, the Holo Dark Charizard is in the one. I have a lot of Zards in March, so I'm really excited to get that submission back. I have like an Umbreon, I think. So, yeah. Anyway, this is my favorite card of all time. If you know me, like, this is hands down my favorite card of all time. I'm trying really, really, really hard to find one in first edition that looks as good as this guy. That's not astronomically stupid priced. But this is my favorite card of all time. I'm not going to take it out of the sleeve. Just know that this thing looks awesome. Like, this thing looks freaking incredible. There is no, like, hollow scratching, I don't believe, on here. I said favorite card of all time is Shining Mewtwo, so I'm really excited to slab this guy. I said I'm trying really hard to find this guy in first edition because it is my favorite card of all time. Like, bar none. I love Shining Mewtwo. This guy is nice. Let's try to zoom in here, see if we can't get a better look. Tiny bit of whitening right here. Ever so slightly. That's the case. I know there's not really anything in that corner. That's the case. Because I know it's, I think it's just this corner that has the little bit of whitening. And I don't, one little tiny speck maybe up there. You're going to see that little itty bitty speck. It won't even focus on it. This guy's clean. Like, this thing is super clean. It's probably going to get a 9. If I get a 10, I would flip, because like I said, this is my favorite card. I would flip if I got a 10. Little speck right there. Maybe a tiny little speck up in this corner. So it's close. It's close. It could get the 10 if I'm lucky. It's probably going to get the 9, and I'm going to be sad, but I still have the card, and it looks this good. So as I said, it's probably going to pull a 9. But if it pulls a 10, I will literally flip, because I love this card so very much. This thing is absolutely amazing. I said, I wish it was first edition, but this thing looks great. Yeah, I love this card. Like, this is, I'm going to do in a couple weeks, you'll see me do, I'm doing a video over the top 10 favorite cards in my collection. Spoilers, this is my favorite card in my collection. This is number 1 on the list. I've said, that's really not a spoiler. I've said that a million times, how much I love this card and how, so I don't know if you can really call it a spoiler, but definitely my favorite card. So I'm excited to submit it and hope for the best. You do need to pull another Shiny Charizard, Ryan. You do. All right. This is the last one. This is the last guy. This is the Big Daddy. This is the big. Still need that Ultra Super Rare. No one can pull Raichu GX. I do. You have a Raichu GX on the way to you, Mitch. All right. This one's not coming out of the case. This is the Big Daddy. This is the Crystal Zard. Crystal Zard from Skyridge. This is probably one of the most expensive cards I own, if not the most expensive card I own. And it's not even a holographic. This is a reverse holo. I know a guy in DFW that just paid $1,500 for this guy in a holo raw. Like, straight up a raw card. He paid $1,500 for this guy in holo. So I don't know if I will ever own the holographic version of this card. But this is the reverse. I got this for an absolute steal. Like, I pretty much stole this guy. Compared to prices, what it's selling for on eBay right now. One of the favorite cards in my collection just because of how rare the Crystal Zard is. For those of you that aren't familiar with older cards, Skyridge is the last set that Wizards of the Coast ever made. One of the most popular sets in history of Pokemon because of that. The art's incredible. Like I said, I have the Skyridge Umbreon, which is now one of my favorite cards of all time. Like, just go look at some of the artwork in Skyridge if you haven't ever seen it, because it is absolutely nuts. But this is the Crystal Zard. The front is literally perfect. There's not a single hollow scratch. Centering is good. Like, this guy is nice. The front is perfect. The back, like, a tiny bit of whitening right here. I don't think there's anything in that corner. There is this little itty bitty white nick right there. Itty bitty little white nick. You can see right there on that corner. That's going to keep me from a 10, I think. Between that little white nick and that little white nick, I think it's going to dock me the 10. Both these corners look really good. Both these corners are nice. There's nothing in those, but this, that's so frustrating. That little tiny white nick right there is going to cost me the 10, I think. You guys can see it. And like I said, a little itty bitty spot right here in that corner. But this guy is clean. This card, the reverse holo, here, let's just check some eBay sold listings real quick. I don't have, let me see if I can add a display capture real quick. I'm using a different scene in OBS. This is pretty much it, guys, though. I'll go ahead and say that. Like, this is, other than the Skyridge Umbreon, this is the submission. I'll run through them real quick. And we can look at some eBay sold listings for some of these. That'll be fun. But this is the PSA submission minus the Skyridge Umbreon. Said Skyridge Umbreon is coming Friday morning, and I'm walking it straight over there with this submission. So a lot of cool cards going out this month that I'm really excited for to get graded. Some newer stuff, a lot of older stuff. Gosh, I love this card, man. I don't know how people can't love this card. Like, that thing's so sweet. But yeah, lots of cool stuff going out this month. So, but let me see if I can add a display capture real quick, and we can actually look at some of those. Let's see here. Display capture. At source, display capture. Oh, hello. Alright, that's fine. Let's pull this guy over here and pull this over here real quick. Alright. So here we go. I was looking at Umbreons, if you can't tell. Let's see here. Let me actually pull my keyboard over here on my mat. What we got? Skyridge, Charizard, Reverse Hollow. Let's just go to sold listings. This is, if any of you are like unfamiliar with how to look up like good prices on cards, that one went for $250, which is odd. This is what I've been seeing. Like, for the quality that I have, I've been seeing a lot of this. This was best offer accepted. They had it listed. This is like yesterday, May 25th. Oh, so 2 days ago. Can y'all see okay? Does it look okay on the screen? Like, are we looking good here? This one is $250. Is it $550? $622. We can compare some of these to mine. Why'd this one go for $250? This is a hollow. That's not a reverse hollow. That's a hollow. Did this guy not know what he had? It's kind of beat up down here. That's a hollow. That's not a reverse hollow, though. I'm thinking this guy didn't know what he had and sold a holographic. Even in that condition, I think this guy sold a holographic one for $250, which is kind of nuts. He only had 3 reviews, so that may have been a bust anyway. All right, so this one went for $622. Let's see if mine's similar to this. Mine looks better than this already. Like, you can see marks up here, marks up here, mark up here in this corner. So this one sold for $622, and mine looks better than this. So, if that tells you anything. He's got mark here, mark here, mark here. So, yeah. That's about what mine probably would be selling for. I got mine for $350. I don't have a problem telling you that. I got a steal on mine. See, this one went for $364 like a couple weeks ago. $420. As you go back, the prices are going to go down because we hit a big surge recently. Like, this is a month ago. For those of you who know, like, the whole market skyrocketed in the last month. But, I mean, yeah, I paid $350 for mine. So this one went for $450 2 months ago now. So there is that, all that. So that's what, I mean, mine would probably go in this range, honestly. Said, or that one, if I put it up for auction because it's in such good condition. Let's see what goes. So, Skyridge, Charizard, PSA. Let's see what we can expect out of this, if there are any. This is hollow. So PSA, a Gem Mint 10 reverse hollow went for $2,500. I don't think mine's going to get a 10. I think mine's going to get a 9. But a 10 went for $2,500 a week ago, 2 weeks ago. See if there are any 9s, because I think mine's going to be a 9. These are all 10s. Oh my god, that's the hollow one for a 10 went for $4,500. Hollow 9 went for that. These are all hollows. I want to see, do they have any reverse hollows? Here's a reverse hollow PSA 5. That was at the beginning of the month, but mine's not going to be anywhere near that. So a 9 here, a 9 at the beginning of the month went for $9.90. So about that's shipping from the Netherlands. So Netherlands, if you have international, they always go for less. So that went for $1,000 and a 9. This one went for $1,000 and a 9. So I'm probably looking at least $1,000 on mine. I'm probably looking at least $1,000 if mine comes back a 9, which is pretty sweet. So that's awesome. I don't know if are there any others that y'all want to see, like prices on or anything. I'm kind of just glancing over these for you guys. Is there anything else y'all are wanting to see or anything? Let me know. Y'all can see all of my like bulk and stuff that I have over here. Say hi to Cashy. He's down here playing with a toy. Other than that, guys, I mean, I'm pretty much done. So I kind of wanted to just do the stream to go over this PSA submission. Like I said, the only one I don't have, and here I will pull this up. The only card that is not included in this submission is the Hollow Star is this guy. Did it really not save my scene here? Oh, here we go. Let's put it here. This is the only guy that's not included in my submission, or in this video right now, is this guy. If it'll load. Find those cheap Flareons. Dude, we need to find you a Gold Star Flareon. We really do. It's not going to load, is it? Oh, here we go. Yeah, so this is the only guy that's not here right now that's getting submit. This may be my second favorite card of all time after seeing this art. I freaking love this. So, this is the only guy that is not here with me today, but this may be like my second favorite card of all time just because I love the art so much. That one's probably going to get a 9, judging by the videos the guy sent me. Tiny bit of whitening on the back. So that'll probably get a 9. That's going into PSA as well. I'm not even going to get to enjoy the card before I send it off, but that's okay. So anyway, I think that I'm going to go ahead and call it for the night, guys. Like I said, I just kind of wanted to go over things with you guys. Thought it'd be fun to do a nice little PSA review stream. Hang out with you guys for a bit. Fun videos coming before I take off. Quick plug, we got a solid video coming. We got a bigger Hidden Fates opening Friday, and then Saturday is a freaking nuts video where we get redemption for our terrible opening last week. If you guys missed my Hidden Fates opening Saturday, it was the most depressing video you'll ever see in your life. I opened up a case of Hidden Fates and got one shiny full art, and it was a Guzzlord. So it was absolutely awful. Like, absolutely freaking terrible. Worst luck I've ever had with anything, especially Hidden Fates. It was awful. We do get redemption this weekend, so be on the lookout for that Friday and Saturday. Lots of big, fun openings for that and stuff like that. So, one, grab them. I don't have anything in the mystery bag. It's out right now. Here, how about this? How about this? Here, I grabbed a random pack. I'll do it. I'll do one pack for you guys. It's an Evolutions pack. Actually, here, I'll let y'all choose. I'll let y'all choose. I'll do one pack with you guys. I will do one pack. We'll give you that. All right. Oh, whoa. Hide the display capture. All right. Do you want Evolutions, Unified Minds, or Rebel Clash? That's what I have on hand. I'm not opening up a Hidden Fates 10 for the stream because I need to save those. I do have, other than these, I have Hidden Fates, but I'm going to save my Hidden Fates 10s. So I'll let y'all choose. We'll do one. Unified Minds, Evolutions, or Rebel Clash. Take your pick. First one to say something gets it. First one to say something gets it. Gets to pick what we do. I know I'm on a little bit of a delay. So we'll kind of wait here until I get something. Rebel Clash. All right, Rebel Clash it is. Let's see if we can get a boss's orders. All right. We'll open up a nice Rebel Clash pack for you guys. Here, I'll be nice. I might do one of each. I might do one of each. Let's do that. I'll be nice tonight. We'll do one of each. How about that? We'll do 3 packs. All right, we got 2 for Rebel. I'll do one of each. How about that? See if we can't get something cool. Open up one of each. Here we go. All right. Lightning Energy, the Scarfy Scarf, Oleana. I wish I could get that hyper rare Dragapult. I freaking love that card, and I feel like I'm the last person on the face of the planet to not pull it. Pidove, Reverse Carkol, and a Trevenant. So, nothing good there. Nothing good there, but that's alright. That's alright. Alright. Save this guy. Maybe we'll get a Megazard for the end of the video, or for the end of the stream. Alright, Unified Minds. Hyper Rare Mewtwo and Mew is what you want. Hyper Rare Mewtwo and Mew. See if we can't get some luck here. Alright. Ooh, double Lightning Energy. Steenie, Azelf, Dedenne, Pidove, Poikpole, Numel, Axew, Finneon, Reverse Tranquil, and a Lipard. So, no luck, guys. All right. We'll do one more. What's up, Fanberry? You're back. You're back just for the dead end of the stream. We're gonna open up one more Evolutions pack. A little kind of bent here on the crimp. So one more pack, guys. One more pack. See if we can't get something awesome out of one last pack tonight. All right. Code card. Whoever's wanting code cards, here's your chance. So if you're wanting your code cards, here. Whoever was asking for them earlier. Here are your code cards for anyone who is wanting these. I know someone was asking for them at the beginning of the stream, and I was like, yo, sorry. All right. Can we get something awesome from this last pack? Got Professor Oak, Coughing, Growlithe, Onyx, Nidoran, Poliwag, Energy, Reverse Energy, and a Farfetch'd. So we strike out on the packs, guys, but that's okay. We strike out on the packs, but that's all right. That's all right. We got a few of them in at least, so I promise there's some massive openings coming this weekend, so you will not be short on the packs, I promise. Make sure you're here for those Friday and Saturday. Big videos, big openings. I said, I promise you're not, especially Saturday, you're not going to want to miss that video. It's super hype, super hype. There may be a certain shiny friend that we all know and love that is making an appearance Saturday, and you're not going to want to miss it, I promise. So thank you guys so much for hanging out. I love you guys. This is fun. I always love live streaming, getting to chat with you guys. It's always a ton of fun for me getting to interact with you guys a little bit more than just comments. Live streams are always a little more personal stuff, so I really dig those. So yeah, be on the lookout for the videos. Thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight for the